Welcome back to day 8 of the Light Spenders Guide. So, to cap off last week on the cross game ranking, we placed 6th for overall power, which is pretty cool, 1,200 diamonds, a temporary title with some extra stats, a Cosmos Talisman, and in here we're probably just going to go with the treasure, most likely. So, let's just claim that. And today we did have a Glory Championship. None of this really matters. You'll have it on a different day. It's just based off your ranking. We do have some arena tokens and definitely be used for elemental crystals. Over in the Dragonspine Tower, we think we placed 4th. So in the rally, we did place, let's claim the reward. I think we're 4th. Yeah, 4th place. So not quite. We got nudged out of 3rd place. We were able to get up to floor 949. We could have maybe, if we went super crazy, got to 999, but we would never have been able to get up to this, these floors. The top three are definitely way stronger than us. You can look at their 9 million player power. We're at 4. So that was second. What was third? Another basically 9 million. And first place got up there first at 7 million. So, power level is not everything. A strong team is more important. But you can see there's probably no shot we would have beat them. So happy where we placed. Let's grab that as well. Another treasure. Look at that, 87,000 power. So you should be able to place at least, I would consider, top 20, no problem if you're following this. Depending upon who's in your, server. If there's a bunch of crazy spenders, then, you might not fare as well. For today, though, there is, I think in the free-to-play I did a couple months ago, they did have a banner, but there's no hero banner this week. Maybe it starts next week if I misrecall, but that's completely fine. There is this ethereal counter. This is an event that you won't see if you're watching this a week from now. It's a quarterly celebration. They tend to have these quarterly celebrations every quarter. And they're about the same. It's kind of a little fun island, and there are some decent rewards we'll be able to pick up. So in this Eerie shop, if you're collecting the shells, this started last week, so we're a little bit late. So apparently it can only start on day 8. There are these Fate Rune Selector crates. You can get 40 each, which is pretty big. We're definitely going to grab these. Up top, the skin, cool. Can we get Night Eater here? We could get Night Eater because we're going all in. So that might be something I want to grab for stats. But these selector crates, 4 of them, and we're getting 40 each. That's a huge boost in power. That's one of the chokeholds for these crates. So I'm thinking about going all in. And I also grabbed one of these 8,000. So if you're wondering, I'm about to level up my goddess. 8,500. I was like, wow, it's pretty good value. So this early event, if you're hopping around now, take advantage of it. Grab as many. We're going to actually do the extra fights too before the end. You get 3 fights for free and then 2 extra ones. We're going to do all the fights, even though it costs diamonds, just to get as many shell points as possible to make sure we're collecting all those juicy rewards. And of course, we got some new target events and new trial. Before we go and do anything else, and there's the tower rally for the other mode, but let's just see how hard this trial stage is going to be with what we left off of yesterday. I think we're going to smoke it because we have Feather. Our Night Eater's, juiced up. So let's just blast through this real quick. And obviously crushing it. And in the meantime, too, I should jump into... Just make sure you're multitasking. I did some of the floors ahead of time just to see how we were doing. We were cruising. Let's see if we can clear floor 40 as well. We're going to run this comp like this. We've been plowing through the content. Tons of stuff, though, today because we have another event as well. But let's finish up these trials while that's rolling. Hopefully, should be no problem to get the 3rd coronet and huge power spike. It's good for PvP. And we'll get some more free summons, too. I think, there's a couple at the bottom. Because we're going to have to prep up. We're definitely going for 12-star Night Eater. And Night Eater has been super clutch for us. I'm actually liking this setup. If you go for a high-ranked Night Eater and have Feather, your team feels well-balanced. We're beating people in PvP, a couple million player power higher than us. Depending upon what their team is, it's just because we have a well-rounded team. and are able to survive. The one downside is if they have a super high ranked Fiona with the artifact, she can bypass like those prevent deaths. So huge 1,500 diamonds here. And not even really thinking about, we're just slapping these heroes down. If you do have Empress, if you're running the free to play, you obviously kill it a little bit faster in one shot, but overall, it's not a problem with this team. We don't even need, like, so we could just run it like the standard team too. I was using Frost Spirit. Let's run it without Frost Spirit. This is my more standard team. The Frost Spirit one was the kind of RNG threw up the tower to freeze them. So this is more of a balanced team. And yeah, there we go. 10 more Soul Obsidians, which is great. We're going to maybe skip a day or two. We can't get 12-star until we have 3 11 stars at 300. So I'm going to have to think who I want to bring up. Maybe we just force a Lord of Time up. She's pretty easy because you can get copies of her Champion Soul in that shop, but that's weekly reset. I think we'll have another one. So if we get another copy of her, we could do that. Or maybe we'll end up getting, like, we could get Dark Knight or Aurora to 11-star. That would be cool. Aurora would be really nice to 11-star because she increases the damage a lot at 11 stars for that rage regeneration. And all right, stage 10. So far, so good, right? We're cruising, and we got the guy that's going to stun over here, which is kind of a pain, but we stunned him first, so I guess it didn't matter. We could always have just moved our Night Eater. But yeah, pretty straightforward. They lived an extra round. 75,000 power. We got our Cornet of the Sea Whispers, and you can see that all PvP damage boost and those monthly diamond rewards. If you are the light spender, get those extra diamonds, which is nice. And yeah, some random crates. Let's go grab those too. So easily blasted through those. These, this is remaining, this last 30 days. They both last 30 days. Why don't we just use them now? It's going to make us a lot stronger. Well, not a lot stronger. It's going to make us a little stronger, and might also take advantage of it now, especially early game. So we're just hoping for those Dreamlight fake stones. It's random. We got 8. We'll take it. We'll take what they give us. Except up in here, both of these are fine. Probably better off going for, I don't know, I'll have to think, because you have to either spend diamonds. You'll eventually get these all. So let me hold off on this and reassess that for tomorrow's video. Any other goodies in here? All right. So the Goddess, as I said, those plumes, I got 8,000. Let's just see how far 8,000 gets us, besides being also broke. Does 8,000 get us the full way? Close to 100. 100 is where you get another little juicy power spike because you get that third ability. We're not going to grab another 8,000 because we'll just naturally get it the rest of the way. But was a nice jump. Save us some time. Do that. And let's quickly jump into the 7-day target. So in here, we have a bunch of different stuff. So Codex study 5 times. We're going to be able to do that today because there is the flywheel for Codex. We're going to get a ton of resources for that. And 10 Yell flywheel, so we're going to do that. Codex enchantment. We can do all that. There is a sneak thing too. You can always reset any of your stuff. So for instance, we could just reset this and then just research it back up. You can hold to click it to learn it pretty quick. But you can just kind of cheat the system. Not cheat it, but reset your stuff, get all your materials back, and then just level it back up. And it will count towards those missions. It's kind of slow right here. And same with this. Let's just blast this up. Bam. I think we're at the same spot. And as you can see, we got those missions done. Quite easy. Another 3,000 diamonds today. Well, we'll take it. We need all the diamonds we can get. And then the flywheel. Flywheel, these events are amazing. This is where you're going to get some more codexes or rank up your current codex. And in the future, you'll see a pet beast, a war spirit, which tends to be the most valuable, and a rune one for the 10 Yao runes. They're not so good. They're kind of expensive. But the War Spirit one is the best, and these flywheel runes don't expire. So if you save anything now, you'll be able to use them in the future events. So that's something to keep in mind. This event here, we're going to go off right off the bat and do as many as we can. These are, especially early game, the best events to blow basically all your diamonds into it if there's nothing else happening. So let's just go ahead and jump right in and see how lucky we get. Sometimes you can get crazy luck, get some extra runes, maybe the 200. I think maybe it was my free play one. We got the 200 early on, which was crazy. I don't think I tried using it until after it was important. But those type of, if you get lucky like that, can really make your account excel really far. So far we hit the lucky wheel once. Our diamonds are kind of low though. So what do we get? Free this time. So we got the extra 10 back. So, and not a bad pull with the 25 of the flywheel runes. You basically just want as many flywheel runes as possible. There is the Star Hub bonus up here, but I think it's for a not so good codex. I'm not even sure if we'd be able to get it without spending, or unless you got crazy lucky. So we'll hold off on doing any upgrades, but I'm thinking that we might just rank up our current codex. We could grab a couple of different ones. Not sure if it really matters. We also could just save the flywheel runes for the War Spirit, which could be a really nice play because the War Spirit, once you get her to 3 stars, is so much better. What do we get this time? Come on, big diamonds, 4,000 diamonds. We'll take it. It's a free pull and the 5. Some more upgrade materials, which is what we love to see. We're going to be able to upgrade our codex, get a ton more stats. Hopefully we're going to get a little bit further, though. We're only at 100 right now, which is kind of a bummer. And we've done 110 pulls. So we're kind of, what I would say, low rolling. And we didn't clear that, unfortunately. We might have to manual it, which is not a problem. I think we'll have enough power. And if not, we'll have enough power if we rank up some stuff. I think we got enough for one more pull unless we get crazy lucky here. We didn't. We're down to 300 diamonds. We are broke. But we can collect some stuff here, the nice rewards. So we're at 125. Will we be able to get anything crazy extra? Let's see. We got enough for another pull. And we're at 160. So not quite enough for an actual package, which is a shame. We're 5 off now. But we're getting close. Over in here, what do we get? A couple hundred diamonds. And yeah, so this one, the Mars, immediately remove. Let's check it out real quick. Always look at the initial. So when entering the battle, the wearer will gain. Entering the battle, the hero wearing the wear gets 30% life boost. Before the start of the round, immediately get 1 flora of cost of sacred armor, and at the same time, attach the War Oracle to itself. Only effective 1 time per battle, can't retrigger during the duration of sacred armor. When being affected by any control, immediately upgrade cost of 1 floor to cancel out the effect. And or what is this one? Battle Oracle, 10% final damage increase for 3 turns while this status lasts. So not that great of a codex in my opinion. It's kind of a balanced one. It's nice if you want to remove debuffs, but don't think it's worth the 500, especially early on, unless you're a crazy spender. If it was one of the other ones, like Thor or something, 100%. But with it being that one, I'm definitely not doing it. So let's grab that. A couple diamonds back. And Sanctuary. Ooh, because we're so far ahead, we're kind of stuck. We're going to have to get some upgrades to get through that. Eternal Tower Rally. A bunch of extra rewards here because we've already climbed up a bit. And if we can get through floor 8, 10, we're going to be able to get a full piece of mythic equipment. On the free-to-play, wasn't possible. We were able to get halfway, which was big. But we were not able to get to the 8, 10. And I think we might be able to. Maybe not, because Haunt X is struggling. Everyone else tends to be struggling with much more power. But maybe we can squeak ahead. We have a whole week, so plenty of time to see if we can get that done. We're going to obviously do our best to try and get there. And also in the the Carnival, the Magic Codex. They have the Wheel Pass. I consider this to be a slightly worse version of the Tower one that we bought for. Excuse me, I'm clicking too fast. What we bought to get our current Codex, our Kings, because it is only going to give you 200 flywheel runes on the side. And let's see if we can just look at it. You get 200 flywheel and this not so good box right here. It's only one of them. No diamonds here for 15. Whereas with the other one, we got like 20,000 diamonds plus the Kings. This is essentially buy Kings plus like 10% of another Kings, right? So not that great of a value. Definitely not going to do it. We'll get some free pulls like here on the side, but you should only be doing 10 pulls for free. And we get this for free right off the bat. If we get a second one or upgrade, that'll be cool. We'll definitely get through some of these stuff right here because we want to grab as many of these resources, and we'll cover that more in a couple days. But the Magic Codex trial. So right off the bat, we are in a pretty good spot. We're already at 5. We're almost at the 60 mark. We could rank up because we have 2. One of these books we could rank these 2 up to also 1 star and get to 6 star right off the bat. But I'm trying to think that maybe I'm just going to upgrade the Shaman all the way first. But before we do, let's just see how far we can progress without getting anything extra. So we're definitely going to blast through the first couple rounds. No problem. And in the past, I was a real big advocate for one of the heroes on my free-to-play, Axe Berserker in the Fire. I don't think we've gotten many copies of him, or I might have fed him by accident. But he does put Armor Shredder on the boss and makes it so it takes more damage, and we were able to progress a little bit further. But because we have better heroes, we're definitely going to probably skip that. And just in case you're wondering, check out the free-to-play if you're wondering for alternative strategies to try and push the damage a little bit further. And the nice thing about having Feather already is that when we get to the later stages, the boss does a ton of damage and would one-shot our whole team. Feather's going to keep them all alive at least a few rounds. So that's going to be really helpful, and it'll let us know, see if we can actually compete with the other big spenders on the server. Because I know I checked out the damage earlier and it looked pretty nutty. So it'll be a good test to see how strong Night Eater is in comparison. And so far, so good. I think we're getting free pulls for this, or is it until the end? I can't remember. Wasn't checking as I was just talking. But blasting ahead, which is nice. Tons of debuffs from Night Eater. Soul Lock, Bleed, Soul Lock Weakness. Final attack is reduced. Critical damage is reduced. Final damage reduction is reduced. So making him make sure he takes more damage, which has obviously been helpful. Yeah, we're getting some of these. We're already up to another 10 pull, which is big. And we're almost at the boss already. So I don't even think you would need to even do any upgrades if you don't care about the final ranking reward. And we're going to make a judgment call near the end, I think, on the last day of how much upgrades we want to do with the flywheel runes, because the more you save now, the better for the War Spirit in the future. It's going to make you have a 3-star Johann earlier, and that really carries you in PvP. So this stage is obviously a little bit harder because it takes longer to break that armor. The further up you are, the longer it takes before the boss's armor breaks. And once the boss's armor breaks, then you start doing more damage. But we're still having no issues. I should check out who's doing all the damage. Obviously, it's Night Eater, but in comparison, we can see how much Dragon Lord is doing as well. But yeah, this is great. We're just crushing it. So we're going to actually be able to test our damage right away, see what our initial damage is, and then compare it to in 2 days for how much of gains we get. On the last day, in 2 more days, we'll also have another coronet, which is going to definitely be helpful. So let's check out the rewards. We need to hit 200 million damage to get all the the side rewards, but the ranking rewards for first place right now, I think is in, yeah, look at that damage. That's a heck of a lot of damage. I don't know how they're reading this, because if it's add 3 zeros, so 2.1 billion damage, I would guess. So we'll find out if we can compete with that. 2.1 billion. All right, Nate, you're going to have to put in some crazy work. We're only at 1 million there, or there's 2 million. So just 1,000 times more and we're good. So right off the bat, obviously surviving pretty well, which is great. Don't need to worry about dying. That was the issue I had on the free-to-play. Literally only Empress would be alive, which was kind of hilarious. She was able to do work, but definitely better when your whole team is alive like this. And there's the feather proc, but we should be able to heal back up, which is great. And if we could break the armor down faster, it would definitely be helpful. Our damage is definitely, I feel like we need to hit 200 million. Maybe we'll make it for that first, all the side rewards. But looks like we're behind pace right now. We're going to need a little bit more. And we'll see in a minute if we are able to even come close. But not too bad. Night Eater is definitely surprisingly great, right? No Empress, but for a hero that you could definitely get 12 stars, no problem. Relatively easy. I like the way that they made that accessibility for everyone. Free to play or not, you could definitely get a 12-star Night Eater. It's just going to take, longer depending upon, what you have. So there we go. Able to get almost everything. We'll be able to grab those last two 100% before the end. Another 10 pop. And then the last 5 we'll grab for the final 10 pop. We could actually, what you could do is just run it in the background while you're playing. And we could try and swap out her and put in Aurora, see if that makes any difference. We could just run it like this. Can we check this out? Let's do our flywheel pulls with the ones that we got for free. That'll give us some more diamonds and almost enough for an extra. But look at that huge pull, 30 of the flywheel runes. So we could make an upgrade to our codex. And I think we might, because it's only 50. Might be fun and smart to do that. So we're at 215. We could just grab this 10 yellow pack. This is the one you'd want to grab. And in the free-to-play, I recommend always going for Nile plus Kings. But Nile has fallen off a lot because it's not as effective against like Fiona's and certain heroes that the damage reduction doesn't really make a difference for. So might just try and go like all in for the damage dealer with this run through and see if we can get, even a higher star Kings. That could be kind of cool. So let's think about that. We might make that decision tomorrow. And let's quickly jump back into the Endless Abyss, because it would be really nice to get these 100 and we can do one more upgrade for our Shaman Codex. So in here, I think this is still going to be the best team for me. We don't have, if you have a 10-star Saint, you definitely use her over Lord of Time. But right now, as Saint at 5 stars, she doesn't get a revive right off the bat. So it takes her an extra round. It takes too long to get back to the revive. If you have Saint at 10 stars each round, she'll be able to revive right away and way better. So what we're doing now is just waiting to select the buffs and then see if we can, I guess, manual our way through it in the sense that we choose the buff that's going to affect us the most. Most likely a defensive buff, because I don't think we're one-shotting the teams, but we just need to be tanky enough so that we can survive and, make it 2 rounds, maybe revive someone or have feathers passive, keep people alive. So far, so good. I think we made it to round 9 when it was auto running, which isn't too bad. Depends on what buffs they got. They might have got no buffs. You could just get that temporary heal, which doesn't help at all. So hopefully that was the case, and we just grab a couple of good buffs and make it easy. This situation, I think I'm just going to grab the crit, because the crit also can make your heals crit. It's overall not bad. And critting the damage is way more damage than 8%, right? Especially right now, we don't have 100% crit on everyone. So I think that is the better play. Maybe get some lucky with the heals. And I've noticed that from my experience, the second goddess tends to work out the best for these type of team events because you get a decent size shield like that to help protect you from dying, which could just stall it out long enough so you can get the revive off or a heal off. And the damage from the other goddesses, it's good, but it's not one-shotting them, and it's not making that difference of either keeping you alive or preventing you from just taking, enough damage. Like keeping your healers alive in the back is like super important, obviously. And so far, so good. Round 6, looking pretty chill. Must get real tough. Maybe there's a couple of full fire squads. That's what I've noticed when the computers have tons of stats. Obviously, that's how they're able to compete with us. When it's like the full fire squad and those scale with attack damage, those sometimes nuke us real hard. And for this one, we're going to take the hardened skin. I like that one a lot. Just straight up damage reduction sometimes makes that difference. And here's that fire squad that we were talking about. Look, procced us, double proc right off the bat, and killed our Lord of Time, which is not good. So we're probably going to have to restart again. But that's what we don't want to see, is just Lord of Time being just slapped down like that. So maybe Saint would be better. She would split that damage up a little bit, maybe wouldn't die. Because I don't think anyone died so far, obviously besides Lord of Time, but along the way that Lord of Time needed a revive. And if anyone else dies, I'm probably just going to restart it to save us some time. But I think we can clear this. That might be just the stage that kind of wrecks the team, and we'll have to reset from. It's just where everything starts to fall apart because we don't have a big healer now just keeping us alive. DK does have an okay heal, though. He saw at 3 million. Not bad at all. But definitely kind of scary without having our revive, handy-dandy reviver. There is a talisman you could stick on your reviver that gives her a chance to come back to life, which might have been cool. Might be a way of giving yourself a little bit of RNG if we're actually struggling on this and you want to bring your reviver back. I forget what it's exactly called, but it will say, chance of resurrecting 10, 20, 30%, depending on what the rating it is. And I've definitely seen that and had it helped me out many times in the past. So that is something that if you have on your healer, could be extremely helpful for PvE. It's not as helpful in PvP. It does make a difference once in a while, but you would see a glowing green dot on the ground. Once you get to the next stage, though, she didn't revive, then you lose your opportunity. Let's go with the lifesteal. Maybe that will be enough to just keep everyone alive between that and Feather's passive. So not looking too hot so far. Come on, just keep them alive, right? If we clear this stage, we're definitely further than we were before. But it's either all or nothing, right? Getting to 12 and then losing is not what we want. All right, big heal, nice. And not bad that Night Eater starting off with her A1. Sometimes her getting all those debuffs out makes a big difference from the amount of damage we're taking. Yeah, so I see the last 2 stages does have Night Revenant, and that makes it kind of challenging in the sense that brings our tank to the abyss, so then our damage dealers start taking the bulk of the damage. And I think there's one in the next round as well. But we might get lucky and just squeak right by. Everyone's still alive. It was just the Night Eater that the Lord of Time that got killed early. And there is no Night Revenant, so that's good. There's the proc early on 2 heroes, which is not great, but hopefully we do some crazy damage here. Maybe a couple of stuns. There's a stun there. Stun here. And I think we got this. Unless we get hit with some crazy damage, you should have no problem. If you need a manual, you just go through it. But you should have no problem clearing already stage 40 on the team. If you have the solo mode, I'm hoping Night Eater is going to be able to do it tomorrow, but we'll definitely find out. It's going to be a little bit harder until she's probably 12-star. Here we go. Oh, we were 3,100,000 shy of the 200K that we needed. We'll have to just run it again. Maybe doing the upgrade here will make the difference. So I think I'm just going to go with upgrading the Shaman some more. We need 300 to go from 1 to 2 stars, and we'll go to see how much of a bonus we get to that armor shred. If it's only going to be 5 extra or if it'll be the full amount. So I forget who has it. Is it Feather that has it? It is. Let's enhance that. Let's go to the upgrade. So it's going to give us a little bit more of all these stats. And importantly, it's going to give us some more of that buff for the Codex boss. But obviously, make sure you go to the Magic Codex here and collect your resources. There's 30 this time, right? And it goes up to 50 the final time. But it's going to be 500 for the final one, which is a ton of stats required. Let's just go for some attack, some more defense. We'll probably reset it next time because we're getting close to being able to grab one of these big divine attack nodes. And let's check out the Magic Carnival. And so that goes up to 25. So I definitely think it's the play is to do the 300. It's going to put all your stuff into one, and you'll be able to use different heroes. So what are we missing here? One of our heroes didn't have a codex. You've got a codex. You've got a codex. Codex. Oh, is it because we used? It's because we used Aurora without a codex. Let's just give her. Not that one. Let's give her this one. And that might make it so 65. We're 15 off. We would need to make another upgrade. I think this only gives you 10 if we upgrade this. Let's just run the challenge now because we should beat it. Now that we have more armor shred, we might do one more round. And before we end off, is there anything else I want to talk about? Make sure I'm not missing anything here. In the memory corridor, you should be at this stage here. We'll be able to keep going. Had no issue with this. That's why I'm not really bringing it up. And Team Arena. So there's so much going on today. Team Arena. I'm not actually going to grab a partner. I'm going to do the fights myself. If you grab a partner, make sure they're on your same level, power level. You can invite people or check out the invitation, disagree, and have fun. It is something that I enjoy. I think you have a better advantage if you're trying to go for rank 1 being solo sometimes, because only one of you can be number 1. And it's kind of based off of whoever has higher power level and whoever fights the higher opponent. A couple of different weird factors. I do have a Team Arena video posted a while ago. If you do just type in Team Arena and search it, you should be able to find it. But we'll definitely cover all the fights. And in here, some scrolls, tons of recruit scrolls, 1,000 diamonds, and a treasure. So that'll be awesome. And I think there's some more rewards depending upon what you place. And let's just hop back into here, see where we're at, and then we can wrap up today's video and we'll check back in. So already at 175, so definitely doing much better. 100% going to get the 200 million that we want. We'll check where we are placed, and then obviously tomorrow or the next day we'll try and push the damage, maybe make some more upgrades. And yeah, 200 million and climbing a little bit further than before, but that's just because of the increased armor shred. We were able to break down off the armor faster. So currently ranked 4, which is kind of in line with where we are in power on the server, I think. Let's check out the rewards here. Make sure we get this. Here at the bottom, claim these. Tons of gold, which is great too. And ranking, how close are we? We're actually not too far behind 3rd place. 4th and 5th, 1st and 2nd though. That's crazy. And there's big rewards. If we can get up to 2nd or 3rd, that's going to be much better stats. We'll get the 1+1 speed. Because as of right now, or do they both just have +1? Yeah, I guess we have one speed either way. We'll just get more of the other stats and get us closer to the top stars. So they've been bringing back cycling these events on the current servers, and you're able to get a box that has fragments of these. So the higher up in stars you start off, the better. So I don't think we'll be able to grab first on this server, but hopefully maybe we could squeak in third. That would be kind of cool. And we'll wrap it off with the final pull, 10 pull here. We're going to get some crazy pull, and it looked like it was. Our diamonds jump back up, so we're going to do some more pulls. Lucky draw. Was it what do we get? What do we get? The 8,000, the 6,000, 4,000 diamonds. Huge. Felt like we got up at more diamonds. I don't know how we got so many diamonds. Oh, because we got 1,600 here, so that's why. That's the between the two. 30, that's a massive pull. Let's do some more pulls here. And we're just going with all our diamonds here. We're just going all out, praying that we get as many of these flywheel runes. It's super important. No flywheel runes there. Not like to see that, but that's sometimes how it rolls. I know I've had people ask, like, is it straight all luck or because they spent a lot of diamonds? Over the long run, you should get about the same. So if you have more diamonds, I would 100% recommend trying to get all 400 that you can with diamond pulls. And I think that's it for today. So this is what I'm doing to try and propel myself, and we will check back tomorrow with what my plans are. And as always, thank you for all the support. Please like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Take care.